All right, so here's the cheat code, and we'll just kind of jump to the chase. So, have you ever lost a significant amount of weight?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, and then what happened?
It plateaued.
Okay, so you lost weight, plateau.
Well, I lost, so Memorial Day weekend, I came back from South Carolina.
Okay.
Said I'm gonna go strictly intermittent fasting and
Okay.
then keto.
Keto.
And I lost 9 pounds in like 10 days.
Okay. And then did you
And-
keep it off or did you gain it back?
No, I kept it off, and then probably in another 30 days lost maybe 2 or 3 pounds.
Okay, perfect. But has this been like a history where you're able to get lose 12 pounds,
Right.
15, and then eventually you go back?
Yeah.
So this is rule number 1 is you gotta change your mind and then you change body. Okay? Most people can't get out of the starting blocks because they don't start here, they start here and change your body, okay? And so what happens is, and this isn't you, but just in general, you got a guy or a female, and let's just say they're 300 pounds. So that's their head. All right, they're 300 pounds. That's their brain. What they'll do is they'll lose the weight, right? So they go from 300 to 200. These are their little legs. So they go from 300 to 200 pounds, but they still got the brain of a 300-pound person because they never changed their brain. So now what happens is, boom, now they're back to 300 pounds, right? Because they got down to 200, but because they never changed their brain has them going back. So that's the biggest issue, number 1. We gotta change our minds before we change our body. So really what we're doing is, and what I teach my students, I'd rather you go like this: 300 pound body, 300 pound body, 150 pound brain. Okay? Because now when you lose weight and you get down to 200 pounds, you got a 150 pound brain and you're gonna keep going. You see the difference? And so this is the key. Most people and most fitness guys, like we were just watching the IG, all they're talking about is changing your body. But until you can get here from 300 to 150 pounds and get that mind changed, you're not gonna be able to do anything. So now the question becomes, how do you change a 300 pound mind to a 150 pound mind? And it really comes down to the second principle, which is nutrition. Okay? So, nutrition trumps all. All right? This, and most fitness people, they're talking about what you're eating, like at 7-Eleven and all of that, versus just real food. And it's very simple with nutrition. You're either a fat burner or you're a sugar burner. Okay? And it's that simple. It comes down to either you're a fat burner or a sugar burner. If you're a sugar burner, that just means that you eat a fair amount of carbohydrates. You go to 7-Eleven, you get a Quest bar, you're gonna eat that. A couple minutes later, you're gonna be hungry. Mm-hmm. So fat burners do keto and sugar burners do carbs, okay? Now, without getting too far ahead, it does not matter whether you're keto or carbs, because you have people that eat a fair amount of carbs that are ripped up. But the big principle is quality over quantity, okay? And this is where people have to understand. If you eat real food, animal products, vegetables, whatever, you can be a sugar burner or a fat burner. But the problem is that anytime somebody gives you a packaged, processed food, the game's over. You're not going to be able to trim down. And we know it because if you look at anybody that has tried, we've done it for years. I could not trim down. I was taking protein shakes, I was doing the Quest bars, I was working out 6 hours a day, but I was eating good food, chicken and fish. But the processed food destroys it. And I'm gonna go right here, and this is what we talked about last week, and this pretty much sums it up. And you might even remember it. You have real food, goes into the mitochondria. You remember that?
Yeah.
And then it spits out what?
Toxins?
Real food. Real food goes into the mitochondria and spits out energy, okay, right? Real food is veggies, animal protein, all of that.
What about fruit?
Fruit, even to an extent, is considered real food. Okay. All of that will go into the mitochondria and spit out energy. Processed food goes here, and now that's where you talk about it spits out toxins and it gets into your body fat. The biggest issue with processed foods is oil. Veggie oil and seed oils. Okay? This one ingredient alone wrecks the mitochondria and spits out toxins. And the toxins give you the diabetes, the obesity, the heart disease, all of that. So the question becomes, when you have an expert like on Instagram saying, go get a Quest bar, it has a lot of protein. Yeah, it has protein, but the problem is it has this in it. So this is what you end up with.
Right.
Okay? Now, from a psychological point, we got to change our minds, because all of the processed foods is what most of us are addicted to. So ice cream, cookies, cakes, chips, all of that. So what I teach my students, rule number one, we gotta, so you understand this, right? We are where we are, right? So now, what was the first thing that we have to do? Is what? Change our mind. And this is where most people end up failing. So we got pleasure, and pain. These are the two mind emotions. Food is categorized under this, okay? Because think about it, cocaine, most of us in this room don't do cocaine. It's a pleasure drug, but cocaine is on this side because the pain outweighs the pleasure. Does that make sense? But unfortunately for an addict, cocaine is on this side because the pleasure outweighs the pain. So now this is the mind of an overweight person. Mind. So let's just say obese. Mind. All right, so an obese mind. On the pain side, gym. On the pleasure side, ice cream, chips. What else do we like? Sodas. Pastries. Okay, follow me, because this is where it gets deep. We can lose weight, right? We lose weight because we give up these things for a month, 2 months.
Right.
The reason why we gain the weight back is because these items stay on the pleasure side. So we're just giving them up, but we have not removed them from our mind. Right. Okay? Here's the cheat code. In order to give this trash up, all of this, it's called poison. Okay? From this point forward, we no longer call them chips. We no longer call them ice cream. We no longer call them sodas. We refer to them as poison. And the reason why we do that is because what? Poison is on which side?
The pleasure side.
No, poison.
No, pain.
Pain, right? We avoid poison, and you can even call it rat poison, just to make it sound even better. Because here's the trick, and this is the mindset cheat code. Nobody wants to give up chips, and nobody wants to give up soda. everybody is willing not to eat rat poison. So from this point forward, if somebody offers you soda and if somebody offers you chips, you politely decline and you say, no thanks, I don't want any of that rat poison. We don't reinforce, because right now, for 50 years plus, your mind has equated soda and chips with pleasure. It's almost impossible to break that mind barrier. Mm-hmm. So what you have to do is rename it. So now this becomes rat poison. If I say, hey Greg, yo, let's go out. You want some rat poison? I don't want that. I don't do rat poison.
Right.
So now that's cheat code number one. That in and of itself is gonna save you, because everybody in this room, all of us, can get off of rat poison. Mm-hmm. There's only one person in this room that can get off of chips, sodas, and pastries, and that's me. I'm the only one that can get off of it.
Right.
And the reason I got off of it was because I called it poison. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So from this point forward, you no longer, and if you understand how the mind works, it only works two ways: words and pictures. And every time we say a word, it's like a library system in a book. It is documented, it's logged in, and once the book is there, it's always there. So the J book is always going to be in the J section. Mm-hmm. Now we have to change that and move it to a different section. And the only way you can do that is through words and pictures. So now when you look at soda, you no longer look at pleasure, you look at pain, because now you think it's rat poison.
Right.
All right. So that's cheat code number 2 or 3. Those two things alone are going to be a game changer. And then I'll just leave you with this. The other cheat code is keto, which is animal protein and basically veggies. We already know it's going to hit the mitochondria and give us energy. This will make you a fat burner. This is keto, which you're already on, which is fantastic. When you combine this with the Jedi mind trick that I just showed you, so you got 3 things, and I'm sorry, but we're just gonna wrap it up now because my time has come to an end. And we're just gonna go like this. Just to review. Change your mind. And when we say change your mind, think rat poison. Okay? Until you do this, you can't even get out the starting gate. Because if you skip this step, you're always going to come back. And if you do it the right way, the first time, you'll never have to do it ever again. Okay? And this is coming from a sugar addict where I was addicted to sugar. So rat poison, number 1. Number 2 is nutrition. Trumps all. And when we say nutrition, that's real food. And then number 3, the fastest way is keto, which is fat burning. Nutrition, so those 3 things are going to be the game changer. And then the biggest and the easiest way that you're going to get off of rat poison, anything that has that one ingredient, and this is what makes it rat poison. What's the one ingredient? Gregory Bennett for $1 million.
Seed oil.
Seed oil. Anything that has an oil, the name oil in it, is rat poison, with the exception of avocado oil.
Peanut?
No, avocado and olive. It's that simple. Change your mind. Everything you have to call rat poison if it has seed oils. If it doesn't have avocado or olive before the oil, you literally have to say it's rat poison. And you got to say it 1 million times. Nutrition, real food, and then keto is fat burning. And you're guaranteed to get like within 10 pounds of your college weight and keep it off forever. Question?
Do you combine intermittent fasting with this?
Great question. So, when you go on to keto and you become a fat burner, and this is what people don't understand, it is a natural result. Intermittent fasting is not going to have to be forced. You're going to start off eating probably 3 meals a day. But as you start burning fat, you automatically stop getting hungry, and automatically it'll probably go to 2 meals. So you're not even going to have a choice. You're going to intermittent fast just because you're not going to be hungry. So you don't have to force it. So I always tell my coaching students, don't start off with intermittent fasting. Let it come natural. So I'll leave you with this. The goal is not to lose weight. Our goal is optimal health and longevity. And this is the formula for optimal health and longevity. I'm just throwing in the weight loss for free. It just automatically comes. But we're really, because that's the other thing with mindset. Most of us, we don't mind. We want to lose weight, but if we don't lose weight, we're not going to lose any sleep. Our health, we're talking heart attack, diabetes, all of that. And so if this is your why, this has to be your why right here. Not to lose 10 pounds. Who really cares if I lose 10 pounds? But health-wise, I want to be around for my children, my parents, all of that. So change your mind and focus on health, and you'll automatically lose the weight. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. So rat poison is seed oils. Anything that has seed oils in it, call it rat poison. You got to change your mind, okay? Nutrition trumps all. You'll start craving what you eat, real food, and then keto fat burning. And that's it, brother.
Good stuff, man.
You my man. I want to make sure